Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm gonna be mixing and melting my own custom lipstick from scratch. That's right, it's the return of the lipstick fiend, baby. That's me. Now, as you guys might know, I do have a weird obsession with lipsticks. Dark lipsticks, nude lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, edible lipsticks, you name it, I like to buy it, wear it, melt it, and yes, eat it. That's amazing!
Oh yeah!
And over the years, I have made a fair amount of lipsticks for myself, from multiple different Franken lipsticks to a few custom lip colors from the Bite Lip Lab in New York, as well as the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip palette. So one could say that I have really been around the lipstick block. One could also say that I have issues. But one thing I have not done before is make a lipstick from scratch, aka raw ingredients, like waxes, oils, and many pigments, oh my, which would hopefully let me both get a custom color, as well as learn what the heck actually goes in a lipstick. And as luck would have it, a couple of months ago, while I was jonesing to melt something, I discovered this book called Make It Up: The Essential Guide to DIY Makeup and Skincare by Marie Rayma. And in it, as well as on her YouTube channel, she details how to make pretty much every beauty and body product you can think of, custom and from scratch, including lipsticks. So I'm ready to dive back in and make some more custom lipsticks where I have total control. No limits. Lipsticks gone wild. Well, maybe it'll be a neutral color, but I guess nude equals gone wild, right? Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so it's a couple of weeks later, and I have acquired many things. I've got a lot of pigments, which you guys will see in a second, and I also have a lot of like oils and butters and just everything you might need to make some lipstick from scratch. So essentially what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be making a lipstick base first and then mixing some pigments into it. And I think that most of our like customness, most of our iterating will happen with like the actual pigments, because I don't know anything really about lipstick bases, so I'm really just gonna take Marie's word for it. And the recipe we've chosen to follow, let me get my handy dandy notebook out. This is not my notebook at all. This is Marie's actual published book, is her long wear lipstick recipe. Marie describes it as being a sturdy formula that can yield up to 9 hours of wear, which sounds pretty good to me. And this recipe calls for beeswax, candelilla wax, castor oil, vitamin E oil, and jojoba oil, otherwise known by Tyler as jojoba.
Jojoba.
Jojoba oil.
Is it jojoba?
Jojoba.
Oh, maybe it's jojoba oil.
And magnesium's stearate and myristate, my real estate, menstruate, MySpace. No, none of those things. Which seem kind of mysterious to me, but they're on the list and they sound fancy. So my plan here is that I'm basically going to measure out all of our lipstick base ingredients into this little pan right here. And then once we have everything in here, I'm gonna put it on our hot plate and just melt the crap out of it. Well, melt it a normal amount, just melt it. And then we'll let it harden and then use it for our lipstick making purposes. Make sense?
Sounds like a plan.
Starting with 10 grams of refined beeswax, which is this large bag. Look at this comically large amount of beeswax. Why is this happening to me? Oh! And beeswax is a pretty common thickening / hardening agent for cosmetics. I think it's basically in here to solidify our lipstick and give it structure. Like we said in past videos, serious couscous vibes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's 10. I got there fast. Then we have 3 grams of candelilla wax, which is actually not a wax I've ever heard of or used before, but I like what it says on the packaging. Good gloss, durable film, and a low amount of shrinking, obtained from the plant of the same name. A shrub growing wild. I'm pretty sure candelilla wax is also in here to be a structuring agent for our lipstick, but it is supposed to be much denser than beeswax, as well as kind of glossy / shiny, in addition to being a wild shrub. It's a little like, literary.
Poetic. Little Walt Whitman.
Yeah, absolutely. A little transcendental. A shrub growing wild. And then next up going into our concoction are the oils. Here's the castor oil. Please.
Bees.
Oh my God, is it sealed? I was like, wait, what's happening? It is sealed.
Yes.
It's sealed, everyone. Have you tried taking the top off? Castor oil seems to be like a gentle moisturizer, protector, and shine adder that's in a ton of cosmetics.
Ooh, yeah.
And jojoba oil is supposed to be soothing and healing, and is also very shelf stable, which should help with our lipstick's longevity. All right, I'm gonna make it rain with the oils, now that they're measured out. Ooh, yeah.
That is oily.
Oh my God, look at all that stuff floating around. It's like a swimming pool. But I guess it makes sense, right? You want your lipstick to be moisturizing, not just like a stick of wax, not just a literal crayon. And then we also have to add in 10 drops of vitamin E oil. 1. Ooh. That's a pretty healthy sized drop. I guess we're going for healthy sized.
We're going healthy.
2.
They're gloopy.
3, it is gloopy. And vitamin E oil also helps ward off rancidity and increases our lipstick's shelf life. 6, oh, that was a big one.
That was a big one.
As well as having some healing, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory properties. All right, so now we have all of our waxes and oils in the little saucepan, and now we have to move into unknown territory, which are these 2 like magnesium powders, which are the first ingredients in here that I've never heard of, but what Marie says goes. And we're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of magnesium stearate.
Who are you?
Who are you? Who are you? That is a song from Balto 2. And from what Marie explains, magnesium stearate is supposed to help our lipstick feel smooth and creamy, as well as improve the adhesion of the product, which basically means it helps the lipstick stay on and stay put on your face for a longer period of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're also gonna add 3/4 of a teaspoon of magnesium myrostate. Oh yeah. More white powders. What is this, Scarface? I'm getting high on my own supply. And magnesium myrostate is also supposed to help improve adhesion as well as finish and slip, aka how smoothly the product goes on as you apply it. Boom! Which all sounds pretty legit. I feel like this is the X factor.
Yes.
With following Marie's recipe.
This is some expert shit.
So I guess I need to get with the program.
Marie, we're sorry we ever questioned you.
I wasn't really trying to question her, I was just lamenting in my own noobness. Noobosity.
What are you, a noob?
Do people even use the word noob anymore?
It's not 2005 World of Warcraft, so I'm not sure.
God damn it, Leroy.
But we can like recoin it for makeup.
We're not sure. So now the plan is to move our hot plate in and roast this stuff.
Are we bringing in the dancing lobsters?
Bring in the dancing lobsters. I mean the hot plate. And essentially what we're going for here is like a clear golden liquid. The only tricky part here is that the magnesium powders have a higher melting temperature than everything else. But if you get it too hot, you can scorch it. So we're going for somewhere in the middle of cooked and scorched. And Marie says it could take up to 30 minutes to get all of the cloudiness out. I don't know if I should just be like straight inhaling this stuff, but I do love the smell of melting wax. Smells like crayons on a radiator, my favorite smell in the world.
That is a nostalgic one.
All right, I think it is getting more golden.
Oh yeah?
I'm going for the gold, baby.
It's got an apple juice vibe to it.
Oh, a little.
It is a little apple juicy, isn't it?
Clear as a cloudless sky on Mars. I was like, because it's like orangey.
Sure.
I don't know, ignore that. Okay, so now that it's ready, I am going to pour it into this little Pyrex over here, and then we're gonna put it to the side to cool. Cool?
Pour away.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, base, smell you later. So with our base cooled and solidified, look at that. Cooled base. Oh yeah.
It's like a Dorito chip flavor.
It's time for us to move on to the pigments and get some color going. Right now it's like a lip balm. We want a lipstick. So I kind of went a little hog wild on the website tkbtrading.com. That's not sponsored at all. In fact, they might want to distance themselves from me, but you know. can't get rid of me. I actually have way more pigments than even this. I kind of bought like any lip safe pigment they had that was in stock, but I think these are generally the ones we're gonna be using. And most of the pigments I picked up are iron oxides, which are essentially and chemically fancy rust, but rather than being scraped off of like an old knife or something, are mostly synthesized in a lab. Now, the kind of color I'm gonna be mixing today is hopefully something that is both decently unique, but also wearable, so I can use it and wear it a lot. So I was thinking we could go for a grayish, pinky, mauvey nude.
Okay.
Nudie, grayish, pinky mauve. So kind of like a zombified pinky nude color. I feel like in my life, in my career as a lipstick mixologist, I actually haven't done a ton with pink. I mean, I guess the Bury Me in Lipsticks shade that we always end up with is a kind of pink, but it's more of like a berry color, and I'm feeling like I want to go dusty here. Now, when it comes to making your lipstick color, Marie says in her book that you can basically put in whatever combination of pigments you want, as long as your total adds up to 7/16 of a teaspoon of pigment per 5 grams of base. I'm just gonna like cut out a little slice.
Just scoop it out.
Like a pizza.
Okay.
Oh, it's really soft.
It's goopy.
Uh-oh. This is wildly unsatisfying footage, but
Yeah.
we're just rolling with it.
We have to get it.
Now, since I actually don't have a ton of experience intentionally creating a lipstick color by mixing raw pigments together, I'm gonna be basing our recipe on one of the preset mixes that Marie spells out in the back of her book. And though she doesn't have a recipe for zombie pink, she does have a recipe for blushing taupe, which is a classic nude for lighter complexions with a hint of warm blush. With my thought process being that we can use generally the same measurements that she does here, but just substitute some pigments out to make the color a little less warm and a little more dead. A little bit cooler and muddier.
You want to kill her color and resurrect it.
Exactly. The hand from the grave is the one you want on the steering wheel.
Or on the lipstick tube.
Exactly. Obviously, with that 7/16 of a teaspoon constraint, all of this substituting is gonna lead us into some really wild fractions like 32nds and 64ths of a teaspoon. That sounds crazy.
It does.
I feel like when you get past like a quarter of anything, it's like, that's a fraction. That's a serious fraction. But to assist us with our minuscule measurements, I mean, I have 3 sets for no reason. I only really need 1 set, but I have sets of tiny measuring spoons, which have all of the measurements we need, but also call them really cute things like smidgen, pinch, a tad, a drop, a dash. I'm very excited about them. Now, in Marie's blushing taupe color, she uses 3 different pigments: titanium dioxide or white, red iron oxide, and yellow iron oxide. She also uses some mica in there, which is gonna like add some shimmer, but we're gonna say no to shimmer. I want matte. So for our dusty zombie pinky nude, I'm gonna keep the amount of white pigment used the same. Just because I think that like for a pink, you need that lightness factor, which is gonna be 11/32 of a teaspoon. But 30 seconds is the same as 5/16 plus 1/32. It's essentially 1/32 less than 6/16.
You want to try to figure it out? What is it? Is it 11/16?
You know what? We'll save you guys from the fractions part. This goes on for a while. So once the titanium dioxide is in, look at that adorable spoon. Oh, look at him go. Next up, we have to address the red iron oxide, which Marie uses 3/64ths of a teaspoon of. But joke's on me and her, TKB Trading sells 2 red oxide pigments, one which is called red oxide red shade and one which is called red oxide blue shade. Ooh. And they are wildly different colors.
Oh, really?
Now, if I had to guess, I would say Marie probably means this one.
Yeah.
Because it's more of like a brighter red, whereas red oxide blue is more of like a burgundy. But in the spirit of making our color bluer and muddier, I'm gonna split the red oxide measurement between the 2 of them. to be mostly red oxide red. Looks like some cayenne, but also a little bit of red oxide blue. This is such a tiny amount. What is this? Lipstick for ants? Now next up, Marie adds in 3/64 of a teaspoon of yellow iron oxide. And I was thinking we could kind of do the same thing where we split that amount between yellow oxide and brown oxide to add that bit of mud in there.
Give me that mud.
Serving riverbed realness. And so that'll be our pigment mix recipe for attempt number 1. It kind of looks like we're making like a tiny spicy cake right now.
Oh yeah.
This is our tiny kitchen. All right, so now that we have all of our pigments measured out, the way we're gonna like melt and mix them all together is I am going to create a warm pigment bath by filling this pan with a little bit of water and putting it onto our hot plate. And then placing my pigments into the bath to gently heat them up. And now he just sits in there, I think.
Yeah, just wait until it melts.
And then as the wax starts melting, I'm gonna mix and grind the pigments into the base. I'm definitely gonna get like a nice steam facial from just hovering over my pigments. Okay, so I've let it soften for a second, but now I feel like we should get in there with the spatula. Spatch it, if you will. Ooh, wow, okay, that's very brown to start.
Yeah.
Almost like a brownie mix or a cake mix.
Definitely.
Now it's kind of turning into almost like a light terracotta or like a brick color.
Yeah.
That red oxide is coming out. Now this isn't exactly what I was hoping for. I got a lot on the spatch. I gotta get some off the spatch.
Despatch it?
Dispatcho.
Oh wow, that's gloopy.
Yeah, that's, ooh. Oh no. This is more of a dark, peachy, brickish color. It is a pink, but it's almost more of like a zombified salmon color.
It's got strong clay pot vibes.
I completely agree. It does look like a clay pot. She's a clay pot. But regardless, we're gonna finish making it to see exactly how it swatches. All right, so now that we're mixed, the idea is to make a lipstick, right? To pour. Now I am gonna use my giant lipstick mold, which looks silly to do like one lipstick into a giant lipstick mold. I just like the way these lipsticks turn out. Woo! And once it's poured, we're gonna let it cool off for a second and then stick it into the freezer until it's solid. All right, so I have to cut the butt off.
Debutt it.
For this, I have our handy dandy Rosanna Panzino frosting spreader.
Have we ever spread frosting with this bad boy? No, but we have cut a lot of butts off lipsticks.
Yeah. All right, so now I shall remove the lipstick from its sarcophagus.
Rise.
Rise, lipstick, rise.
Read from the Book of the Dead. Oh.
A lipstick? Question mark?
Yeah.
Looks like it could be.
That's a lipstick.
Ta-da!
It looks like your finger.
It does look like a finger.
It's like a pig in a blanket.
Oh, yep, it kind of looks like a hot dog. This is the Oscar Mayer Wiener lipstick color. The formula feels decently sturdy. I was worried I was about to squish it, but it feels okay. Ooh. All right, so now that attempt number 1 is in the tube, hello, it's hot dog. Let's give it a swatch. Okay, I think we created my lip color.
Are you trying to say that your lips are pigs in a blanket color?
I mean, I'm not saying that. Okay, so after putting this on, I can safely say this is not the right color. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, this is just a nice peachy nude. This doesn't look zombie, it doesn't look pink, it doesn't look grayy, it's just a nude lipstick. So clearly we're gonna have to make some more extreme adjustments to Marie's recipe to get that zombie pink we want. I dub this color, she made out with a hot dog. Made out with a hot dog? That was one time. So it's back to the drawing board for us. I also need to do a lip scrub because I'm seeing some skin. So if you see any dead skin, I apologize. When we do the real beauty shots, I'll take care of that. Let's move on to attempt number 2. Now, for my second attempt, I'm thinking we just need cooler and grayer, right? Because made out with a hot dog is just, it's a little too warm and nudie. So for round 2, I'm gonna be keeping in the same amount of white, the same amount of red and red blue, and the same amount of brown. But then we have to address the agent of warmth. yellow. So my thought process here is to make an extreme move and kick out the yellow oxide completely and replace it with a little bit of purple to hopefully add in a bit of like cool pink tone and a little bit of black to maybe gray it out a little bit. So we're going yellow's out, purple's in, and black's in. Capiche?
Capiche.
Capiche. I feel like this could do something.
Yeah, this could.
This feels very different.
This feels bold.
And now that we have our new pigment blend in the bowl, we're gonna bathe them, melt them, and mix them. And see what we got. Yeah. Oh, all right, okay. Starting off almost berry colored.
It is.
It got here very quickly. I am seeing some mauve coming through. That's promising. Unlike last time, when it was kind of like a brick house, it's looking a bit more like a milky prune color.
Milky prune.
Prune milk.
Dare we call it millennial prune?
Millennial prune. I'm into it.
That's like the go-to color of 2070. Millennials are just like
dead.
guzzling prune juice.
Oh yeah. Guzzling prune juice in the retirement home.
Yeah. That's pretty millennial prune.
All right, I think I'm pretty much ready to pour. Shall we?
Yeah, let's let her rip.
Shall we go for it? Right, there is a big air bubble right there.
Yeah.
Should I pierce it?
I don't know.
Or is that water? Uh-oh, that's water. Well,
How'd that get in there?
nothing we can do about that. I think it must have dripped off the side.
Okay.
As long as we have lipstick at the top, it should all balance out.
Right? Should be okay. So I'm gonna let this sit for a second, stick it in the fridge, then come back, demold, and then tube.
Scrape away.
Scrape away, scrape away, scrape away. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice and clean. Let's meet our prune. Oh, prune. Where are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The lipstick looks pretty good, right?
I think it looks great.
Woo. So I guess we should give it a swatch.
Throw it on.
Yeah?
Hmm.
Hold on, give it a second. Hey?
Doing some layering.
I gotta warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little frozen.
A little bit. This is really not bad.
It looks good.
It's a little subtle, but this is like certainly the vibe. What do you think?
Was that an involuntary shaking?
I was just so impressed that I just jumped backwards. I was jolted backwards in time.
I love it.
This is pretty good. I see a little pink, a little dust, a little gray, and a little beige. And after some deliberation, is it too wearable?
What does that mean?
Like, is it not weird enough?
Not funky?
I don't know, I think it's pretty funky. I think this second color encapsulates all of the things I laid out at the beginning, so I think this is the one. I'm a little shiny. The rest of my face is a bit shiny. I think maybe from being over the steam bath, but this lipstick is pretty good. All right, hello, attempt number 2. I think that we effectively cut out the hot dog. Goodbye hot dog, hello cold dog. So now that we have our custom color from scratch, I'm interested to see how it performs. So tomorrow I'm gonna wear it all day and put it through a few challenges. Take it for a little test drive, if you will, just to see what is up on my mouth. All right, so it's the next day and I am ready to apply my lipstick and see how it does in a wear test. Here we go. It is already going on much easier than yesterday. I'm seeing some instant color payoff. Now, even taking the color completely out of it, I think this lipstick is pretty good. The formula is an interesting, like, semi-matte, semi-shiny situation. It is also quite a full coverage lipstick. Like, if I come in a little closer, I am not seeing a lot of my natural lip color coming through. And it does also seem to be passing the butthole lip waterline test while my mouth is at rest. In fact, my only negative I think I have about the formula right now is that it is sort of like settling into the lines of my lips, like just a little bit. But I think I like pretty much everything else about it. It has a very inoffensive taste, not much smell. It basically just tastes like wax, which, as you guys know, is a flavor that I love. Honestly, for a lipstick that we made on a hot plate yesterday, I'm pretty impressed. So in addition to wearing this around for the day, we're also gonna add an extra layer of difficulty by doing a mask test.
How's it doing under there?
I can't tell. I have no idea.
Which it mostly passed.
What do I look like? I would say there is certainly more foundation than lipstick on the mask, but there is a little bit of lipstick on the mask.
Let's see it.
Can you see it like in the middle there?
With some transfer, but no crazy smearing.
Yeah, the lipstick actually looks okay. It's not like there's a ton of lipstick like down here or anything either.
No.
We also did an iced coffee test.
Here are the players of this game. Mouth, cup, cup, mouth.
Which I guess is also a transfer test, but we usually do like coffee and a taco, so I guess this time we're doing coffee and a face mask.
Now, I did purposefully try to press my lips up against the cup.
It was an aggressive sip.
I did perhaps French this cup.
Ooh.
But there is lipstick on the cup. Quite a fair amount of it, actually.
So I would say that this lipstick is definitely not transfer proof.
That's a nice lip imprint.
Yeah.
But even after all of this transferring, there still was lipstick on my lips that didn't look half bad.
And enough that I do not feel like I really need to reapply.
And the lipstick lasted about 6 more hours until I felt like it was really donezo.
I recently ate dinner, so that probably finished it off. That probably really dealt it a death blow. Though to be fair to the lipstick, my certainly not DIY foundation and face products are also kind of, at needing a reapplication level. So it's hanging in there. I was gonna say with the big boys, but more like with the real boys, with the non-homemade boys.
And I would also say that it fades pretty gracefully, with my only complaint being that it sort of clings on to the dry parts of your lips as it goes.
So overall, I would say this was a pretty successful experiment. Not the worst makeup science we've done.
In fact, I really enjoyed all aspects of making and melting my own custom lipstick. There were a few things that I could have done better, like with the few little unblended pigments in our final bullet.
I think those are little dots of titanium dioxide pigment that did not get fully blended in before I tubed our mixture yesterday, which is completely my fault, but that is something to note for the future.
Marie mentions that a way to really grind your pigments to a pulp is to use a coffee grinder, so maybe next time I'll do that. With that said, I definitely want to make some more custom lipsticks, and I also want to do more with Marie's book. She's got a lot of other recipes, so I may not be done makeup sciencing things from scratch. I've got my eye on an eyeshadow palette.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to shamash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to shamash that subscribe button. Here is my Instagram, here is my TikTok, and here is our live streaming channel where we live stream every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to check any of those things out if they seem interesting to you. And with that, I will see you guys next time.